Dave Hertz, owner of Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment, and I'm here to give you a quick walk around of our 2016 LiuGong 835H wheel loader. This is a 2.5 yard loader, and it's got a 130 horse Perkins engine in it, and it's a Tier 4 Perkins engine with the DEF fluid in it, so you use DEF fluid in it. We'll start up front here. It's got a 2.5 yard general purpose bucket. It's got a bolt-on cutting edge on it. They also have the Euro style quick coupler. I also call that a Volvo style, so it'll hook up to Volvo style attachments. And then that's a hydraulic coupler, so you can take it off with the third function. And then you can also switch this valve right here, so you can run the third valve to run a grapple fork or some other attachment that you want to put on it. It's a Z-bar configuration. This one runs the 17.5 radial tires on it. It's got a ZF transmission, and it's a 4-speed auto shift transmission. You can either auto shift it or manually shift it. It'd be just like putting a car in drive, and it'll shift through all the gears in auto shift, or you can put it in whichever gear you want and it'll stay in that gear. And you can either shift it alongside the steering wheel, there's a lever to shift it, or on the pilot controlled joystick you can use your thumb and shift it in forward and reverse right there. And then right next to that on the joystick is a rocker switch that you can run your third valve, so you can run your grapple fork and roll the bucket with the same hand on the same lever. We'll just kind of walk around. It does have ride control on it, so there's an accumulator for the ride control, which the lift arms act as shock absorbers when you're going down the road. Takes the bounce out of it when you're going down the road, or if you have a big scoop of material, it keeps your bucket floating so that you won't lose as much material. It's a piston driven hydraulic pump on these units. We'll keep working our way around the back here. It's got kind of a different design cab than what we've had before. The other cabs are hoods flipped up. This hood, there's no mechanics to it. It's just got a couple little lift cylinders with it, and it just lifts up like that. They moved the fan clear to the back, which is really nice. I like that. You're easy to work on and maintain. You can pull this out, get at the fan motor if you ever have to do any maintenance to it. Another thing they did is instead of stacking your radiators front to back, they put the radiators in here side to side. So when you blow through one radiator, you're only blowing through one of them. You don't have to blow through 3 or 4 radiators. They got your coolant radiator, your transmission, your hydraulics, all those different radiators are sitting here. There's 4 of them side by side. The only thing they got behind that is your air conditioner condenser. Otherwise, your main radiators are all side to side. Easier to clean, easier to blow out, maintain, or replace if you need to. Your fuel fills back here. This one's your fuel. This is your DEF. And on this side of the machine, you got your fuel filters, your water separators, your transmission filters here too. That's on this side. I think the other side has your main fuel filter. And there's also a little hand primer pump on there. So if you happen to gel it up, you don't have number 1 fuel in there, you can hand prime those filters with the correct fuel in there and get your machine up and running again. Here's your outside cab filter is here. Your hydraulic tank. This is a standard feature too. It's auto greasing, which you just fill this cavity up with grease and it auto greases the entire machine. It's on a timer, so they usually run about 10 minutes on every hour, and these are controlling valves that give the right amount of grease to the pins. So each pin gets a different amount of grease depending on how big the pin is, and that's a really nice feature. We put that on a lot of our machines. This is the Z-bar configuration, which is just 1 tilt cylinder. You can also get it in what they call a tool carrier, where you have 2 tilt cylinders. The cab's got good visibility. The glass comes all the way down to the floor. This window opens all the way up, so you can get good airflow through it. It's also got a beacon on the back, and I'll go inside and give you some more features on the inside functions and the cab switches. Now we're inside the cab of the 835H. You got good visibility. Up here's either auto shift or manual shift, so if you put it in manual it stays in whatever gear you want. There's the radio. Here's your heat and air conditioner controls. Over here is your transmission, or this is your lock for your quick coupler, so you can lock that so the coupler can't come undone on you. Here's a reversible fan, so you can reverse the cooling fan, so you can blow the radiator out. This is a nice function here. You push this in, you can hear that electric motor going. Well, what that electric motor allows you to do is lift the bucket up and down, turn the machine, and release the park brake. So it gives you hydraulic pressure even with the engine not running. So if you happen to gel the machine up in the wintertime or something, you don't have to sit outside and work on it, you know, to get the proper fuel in it. That seems to be our #1 thing. People forget to put anti-gel in these things, and then when winter rolls around, they'll gel it up. But then you just poke this button and you can actually tow the machine in your shed and work on it. You know, otherwise most machines are dead in the water until you get them fixed. Here's another thing. It's got a backup camera. Your window defoggers. They got heat in the window glass in the rear. Windshield wipers, wiper fluid. You have manual ride control, which is on all the time, off, or automatic, which is if you go over 5 miles an hour, it kicks on. And a cigarette lighter. And then this is your auto greasing. And then your light switches down here and your declutch button. So in one mode, when you step on the brake, it'll disengage the transmission. The other mode, when you step on the brake, the transmission's still engaged. Your wipers are over here, horn. It's got adjustable tilt steering wheel, plus it comes up and down here. And then here's your pilot controlled joystick with the horn, your forward and reverse button, so you can shift the thing into forward and reverse right here, and then your rocker switch that will run your grapple fork or unhook your bucket. And it's variable sensing, so if you go real slow, your grapple's going to close slow. If you go fast, your grapple's going to close faster. And your park brake, other than that, I think I covered. But here's another shot of the cab. You got your RPMs right down here. I'll turn the key on. But your RPMs are down here. Some warning lights are on here. And then this is a speedometer. And then your fuel gauge, temperature gauge for the transmission, and temperature gauge for the engine are here. And then your DEF fuel levels there. Down over there is your cab filter, so it's easy to get at to clean that cab. Keep that filter clean in the summertime. Your air conditioner will work a lot better. It's full adjustable Grammer seat, also air ride seat too, so that's kind of nice. Fully adjustable seat with the seat belt. And then back here, I took that panel off, but your fuse box and everything's right behind the seat. Pretty simple to get at. But that kind of gives you, pretty good idea on the cab on here. Oh, also there's some window shades, and a light you can turn on here, up here in the window shade. That should do it.